What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at this 2026 Ford Explorer Tremor. This one's finished in Star White Metallic with an MSRP just over $63,000. Let's get right into this family-friendly, off-road capable SUV, see what it's all about. Underneath the hood of this 2026 Ford Explorer Tremor, you're gonna get a 3-liter twin turbocharged V6. This engine is gonna be making 400 horsepower with 415 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to the 10-speed automatic transmission. You also have a 4-wheel drive system. Overall curb weight is 4,400 pounds. Max towing is 5,000 pounds. We get a 20.2 gallon fuel tank, and you can expect 17 miles per gallon in the city with 22 out on the highway. The overall length is 198.7 inches with wheelbase at 119.1. Width is 78.9 and height is 70.8 inches. For some off-road capabilities, approach angle is 24.1 degrees, ground clearance is 8.7 inches, breakover angle is 18.7 degrees, and departure angle is 23.7 degrees. Moving on to the styling with the 2026 Explorer Tremor, this definitely has a very bold appearance for a nice-sized SUV. I like all the yellow accents throughout it. We have a good-looking set of LED headlights. You have the running lights to them, a dark housing, massive black grille, with your Ford badge finished off in the black. We have a forward-facing camera, more of those accents, and then we have the LED lights up in the grille as well. You're gonna see Explorer written out, finished in the black, and then we have our fog lights down below, parking sensors, recovery hooks, and then a nice opening in the center with some silver trim down below. Overall, the newest generation Explorer is a really good-looking SUV, and I like the extra off-road appearance with the whole Tremor package. Up on the hood, you have a couple sharp body lines. You're gonna get the plastic black around the wheel arch, and then a really cool set of 18-inch wheels. You have that same yellow accent, some all-terrain Bridgestone tires on them, and then for the lower rocker panel, it says Explorer. You also have a gloss black trim piece, a few sharp body lines, and then all body color for the door handles, and then black mirrors. You have a camera, turn signal, blacked out A-pillar and B-pillar, and then up on the roof, you can see your roof rails, panoramic sunroof. And then for the side profile, this is a 3-row SUV. Got one prominent body line throughout it and a really good proportion overall. It's a really good looking SUV. I like how the third window cuts into the back. We have those LED taillights with a really nice design throughout them. You're gonna get a black bar connecting everything with Explorer written out. Backup camera, your logo, third brake light up above with an integrated spoiler. Tremor badge and more of the yellow accents. And then you can see parking sensors, trailer hitch, with its connections, and just a really nice setup overall to make this family SUV have a cool look. For the key fob, just your basic Ford fob. You have remote start, power tailgate, Ford badge as well. If I go ahead and lock this, we have power folding side mirrors. You can just walk right up to it, grab the door handle, everything unlocks. We can take a look at this really cool two-tone interior with the micro suede as well as the leather style material. For the door panel, we have some soft touch up here, contrast stitching, this nice trim piece. You're gonna see memory seating, Bang & Olufsen audio, all of your window and mirror controls with a padded armrest, storage down below, and then we get power controls for the seat. And you see the nice two-tone materials with perforations throughout it, nice and comfortable as well. Got the Tremor name stitched up to it with all contrast stitching, and then a nice looking 4-spoke steering wheel with the perforated leather, contrast stitching, and silver accents. And then now inside the Ford Explorer Tremor, keep my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. You're gonna see the blacked out Ford badge right in the center, and we have cruise control over here with volume, and we have some menu settings on the right. There are paddle shifters as well. We have the stalk on the right side for the windshield wipers, and then the stalk on the left for your turn signals. Now for the gauge cluster, you're gonna get a nice LCD screen, tack on the left side, speedometer on the right, and then if I go ahead and hit the back icon, you're able to view a couple things. If I go under My View, you have a couple nice presets you can go under, see some basic trip information, tire pressure, and things like that. Hitting the menu icon, we can continue to scroll down, see all sorts of different bits of information. Down below, we're gonna see headlight controls, power tailgate, interior, and then we have some more of this nice soft touch with this texture. Really like this fabric, and then we have just a softer touch on the dashboard. You can see that Bang & Olufsen audio logo, an air vent, more of that cool fabric. We're gonna get a full screen navigation. Hitting the home icon shows you the nav as well as other things. We have the car icon. You can see couple different things popping up like ambient lighting, hill descent, a couple other things. You can pop the trunk. Then we have this settings icon. You can make all these adjustments. Climate control is all going to be down here. We have our fan speed right in the center, temperature. You can also tap the center, adjust your front as well as the rear climate. So it makes it very simple to use. We have the seat controls with heated and ventilated. You also have your steering wheel. And if we go ahead, click this over once, we are in reverse with our backup camera, top-down view. And then you can see a couple different views we're able to take a look at. We've got the trailer hitch as well. And then if we go back into park and then tap the shortcut right here, we have our front view camera popping up with a few more views. You're gonna see air vents down below, auto start stop, your parking, hazards, traction control, and then a nice storage shelf right here. That's great for phone and keys. We have plugs down below with more storage, and you're gonna get even more storage all throughout the center. We're gonna have a dry mode selector right here. So you're gonna have a nice animation on the display here. So we have the off-road setting, and when you're in the off-road setting, actually, you get a nice off-road camera that pops up. But then we have our slippery, and then a couple road-going modes. So really nice little depictions. You've got a sport mode in this, and then a tow and haul mode. You're gonna see more of the stitching and soft touch materials, and then a good sized glove box right in the center. Over on the right side, popping that open, a large bucket. And then let's look at the interior. Looks really cool, especially with the contrast. You have that nice, massive panoramic sunroof, sunglass holder up in the ceiling. We have garage door buttons. Then we're gonna get all the glass controls and then a nice basic mirror. Moving on to the rear seat space, I can just grab the door handle, open it up. For the rear door panel, finished off very similar to the front. You have this nice padded material with all the stitching. You got the silver accents, speaker, small cup holder as well. And then this one has the captain's chairs. So we have manual recline. You can slide it forwards and back. You got a good amount of space in between the two seats, along with a nice wide armrest that'll pop downwards. There's a lever up here as well, where we can easily get that forward to gain access into the back. And then for some amenities up in front, you can see Explorer written out, and then we have all of your climate controls, heated seats, we have extra plugs, and then we even have two small cup holders down below. You're gonna see air vents up in the ceiling along with your lights and hooks. And then if we go ahead and hop inside, sitting here at 5'11" with the driver's seat at my height, it's actually a pretty good back seat. We've spent some time in here as a family and really no complaints. The space between these two seats is fantastic, especially for even loading the car seat from this side, so you don't always have to be out on the other side of the door. But it's a comfortable seat. You have leg room as well, even at my height. Headroom is perfect. Really a fantastic family car for sure. So hopping into the third row now, once again at 5'11", I have tons of headroom with this seat kind of in a middle position. I still have good knee room. This seat is definitely very low, so your knees are kind of in your chest as an adult. We have a little bit of storage. There's going to be air vents up on the ceiling, and then this can seat 2 people. You got a couple plugs over there with a small cup holder down in the bottom. So again, for not a ginormous vehicle, this is pretty practical. And then we can easily get that out, push the seat forward, and not too difficult to climb nicely out. And then moving on to the storage area, the button is over by the R. We can just press that once and we have that power liftgate. With the third row up, you still have a ton of cargo space, as you can tell. And I like how the floor has hidden space here, which is pretty useful when you're going grocery shopping. You're gonna need a speaker back here, a light and plug, and then a couple controls for the third row. So for the third row, we can also pull these to get the headrest to fold away. And then I like how with one touch of a button, you can just press the middle one and the seats are gonna all go down together. They actually operate very quickly, so that is a nice touch to see. And then as you can tell with just the second row in use, we have a ton of space. Now for the second row, it is all manual, so I will have to go back here, pull this recline lever, get this to fold nice and flat, and then we can have a good look at the full cargo space. Obviously the Explorer, very popular vehicle, very family focused, and as you can tell, you have a lot of great configurations to make this super useful. Got your buttons right up here, one quick press, you can automatically close it all down. All right, so setting off now in the Explorer. I gotta say, that V6 packs some power. That is a really nice engine. This really gets up to speed the way you would want from any family SUV. So that engine is awesome. When a lot in this level, you know, kind of have 4 cylinders, so it's nice to see that Ford in this trim price point of vehicle is giving you a V6. So I really like the engine. It just makes this feel that much better. Overall, driving, it's pretty comfortable. You got a good view around. Mirrors all do their job. Pretty easy to see over your right and left shoulder as well. So it's just an easy, normal car to drive. Seats are comfortable. Armrests are great. The tech all works really well too. You know, I don't mind the climate on the screen. You get used to it real quick. You can even toggle things even if something else is up. So it's not been anything to work the screens. Gauge cluster looks good as well. Just a really good normal SUV. It's pretty quiet in here. I probably hear the tires just a little bit. Again, this is the Tremor. This is more for off-road use. You know, if you're gonna do some adventures on the weekend, obviously there are more street-focused, platinum trim levels, things like that. But just slightly the tires, but again, not even annoying. So overall ride quality and comfort levels are perfect. Exactly what you would expect. We've done already like a quarter tank in just the last day or so with the family, and no complaints for anybody. It's been just a usable vehicle. Steering feels good. It has a nice weight to it. It's a good driving vehicle. And I actually grew up with a Ford Explorer. We had a 1995 when I was a kid. So that was kind of the SUV that I grew up living with, and the first vehicle I ever actually drove. Very different vehicle from back then to now. That was a body on frame truck. This is now a, you know, unibody SUV like most SUVs are in this segment. But, you know, the Explorer has evolved into just a really good family vehicle. It still has some good capabilities, and obviously with the Tremor, you're gonna get some off-road aspects to it. But really no complaints with the way it drives. It's just a comfortable, normal car. It's got the basic tech you would want in any vehicle of this price tag. And honestly, I feel like for 63 grand, it doesn't seem too expensive given this is a higher trim level. You can get these a lot lower in price actually. So the Explorer really does suit a lot of people, which is great to know that you can get an affordable 3-row family SUV these days that won't break the bank. This one obviously closer to the top end. Now, as far as build quality, hitting this big old bump, the suspension works really well. It's got a nice, comfortable drive to it. It doesn't hit you and be harsh or anything. So it definitely absorbs the bumps very well. So my honest thoughts now with this Ford Explorer. To be honest, it's been a pretty nice family SUV, enjoying it around town. And it's nice to know with the Tremor, you know, you have some of the tech and some of the mechanics to go off the beaten path. 4-wheel drive system, not even skipping a beat. Not that that was anything challenging, but that was still slightly steep gravel section. So nice to know that this is gonna be something that you can truly take on family adventures, whether it takes you off the beaten path or not. You know, this is something that can actually do that. The V6 is probably one of my favorite things. You know, crossover SUVs in this segment these days, even at the $60,000 mark, a lot of them are 4-cylinders. And to be quite honest, something I have noticed, if you have a SUV of this size, a 3-row, if it's a 4-cylinder, it really just takes away, in my opinion, the driving dynamic. Yes, people are buying these more for people haulers, you know, taking the kids to school, stuff like that, but it just feels like you have everything there except the heart of the vehicle when you go with a 4-cylinder. Now, again, not to say it's a bad choice. It's an economical choice, of course. A lot of people can get a very budget-friendly family vehicle with the 4-cylinder. Totally get it. However, I feel like if you're going to spend more than, you know, an average price point, you know, into the 60s, you got to get something with some meat on its bones. That is awesome. The V6 is awesome. Now, the 4-cylinders, they're fine, but this pulls. This actually packs a punch to get up to speed, get on the highway. You don't have to think about it. So for a lot of you out there who maybe are into the enthusiast cars, things like that, but you also maybe need a family car or something with a V6 like this is where it's at, because it gives you that little bit of fun factor, and I don't know, it makes you smile a little bit, knowing that you can still fit the kids, the family, do all that, but when you need to move, you have acceleration. So I love the V6 in this. Ride quality's good, transmission's smooth. It's just been a fine car. Now again, there's other trim levels to get more of like a luxury sense. This one isn't really a luxury spec. This is a little more utilitarian, a little more rugged. Well, they've done it well with the cool yellow accents. You have a lot of soft touch around. There's really no cheap hard plastics anywhere. Everything is some cool material of some sorts, like the fabric, soft touch, the texture, the silver trim. So they've done a cool job making the Tremor, you know, a little on the rugged side without being too overboard. I doubt many people buying this are going hardcore off-roading. If you're gonna do that, you probably want a Bronco. But this is a family-friendly vehicle that can go through the trails and places that you might not take your typical SUV. And then when you just drive it around town even, You know, it does the job. It's got the space. It's also easy to use all the seats. I like how the third row is power and super quick. You press the button and you almost blink and they're already down or up. So I like how quick the third row is. The second row, you got to walk around, of course, to make those adjustments, but I haven't had that as any issue in this week. So it's been an easy car to get used to and use. You can fit a lot of stuff in here and just enjoy a well-done family car. So I think if you're looking for something in the 3-row segment that isn't crazy $80,000 or more, you know, the jumbo SUVs, but something that is affordable and capable, the Explorer really does have a lot. And you can get these a lot less than 63 grand or a little bit more. So there's a huge spectrum of the Ford Explorer that's gonna fit, honestly, anybody's budget if you're looking for something for the family. So it's nice to see that Ford really has given you an offering that is affordable. In today's world, a lot of things are expensive, but honestly, I don't see the Explorer being expensive given you have options. One last acceleration. Seriously, the speed with the V6 is fantastic. A couple weeks ago, we had the Ford Ranger with a V6. It's just nice to have a good engine, a healthy motor with good acceleration. You know, these days, so many cars are just downsizing the engine to save costs on the manufacturer's end, but you're still paying for it. If you're gonna pay the money, you might as well get an engine that moves, and I am loving the V6. I'm getting about 20 mpg around town, which honestly seems pretty fine for, again, a V6 that is this size. But just a well-done car, well done Ford. Nothing too new or fancy with the Explorer. This has been around for a couple years now. It's kind of one of those things that it just kind of works. It's not too complicated, it's not dated. Just a good blend for someone looking for a useful vehicle that's nice to drive and very practical. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content, and I'll see you all in the next video.